The NBA trade deadline is rapidly approaching, so impending moves could have a significant impact on the fantasy landscape. Injuries also continue to pile up, putting some fantasy managers in need of reinforcements.
Here are some players to consider adding heading into Week 15. Norman Powell, LA Clippers, 58% available. The Clippers have benefited from their star players being healthy for most of the season. With such a loaded starting unit, Powell has been relegated to a role off the bench.
He has also seen his usage rate decline from 26.0% last season to 19.4% this season. The positives are that he is shooting 50.0% from the field and 45.3% from behind the arc, both of which are on pace to be the highest marks of his career.
The Clippers already made their big move when they traded for James Harden. They might do some work around the edges at the trade deadline, but any move they make likely won't have a significant impact on Powell. He has seen a slight uptick in his production lately, averaging 14.5 points and 2.4
3-pointers over his last 12 games. The Clippers will play 4 times in Week 15, so Powell could provide a boost in points and 3-pointers for fantasy managers. Nick Richards, Charlotte Hornets, 63% available. The news on Mark Williams, back, doesn't sound good.
He has not played since the beginning of December, and Hornets coach Steve Clifford said last week that he is not close to returning. The Hornets have already traded away Terry Rozier and are only playing for a high draft pick, so expect him to take a very cautious approach with Williams.
Richards has been starting in place of Williams and could remain in that role well into February, if not longer. Across 20 starts this season, he has averaged 9.4 points, 8.9 rebounds and 1.4 blocks.
He also shot 64.5% from the field and 71.1% from the free throw line. He should not be available in this many leagues. Luke Kennard, Memphis Grizzlies, 65% available. It would not be a surprise if the Grizzlies look to trade Kennard.
Kennard has a club option at nearly $14.8 million for next season, so he likely won't be back. For now, though, they are asking him to take on heavy minutes. While starting each of his last 8 games, Kennard has averaged 13.8
points, 3.4 rebounds, 4.4 assists and 3.4 3-pointers. He is shooting only 43.1% from the field for the season, but he shot 49.4% during his recent hot streak. Last season, he shot 49.2% from the field. He sat out Wednesday's matchup with the Heat because of a thigh injury, but he is not listed on the injury report for Friday, so he's worth considering with the Grizzlies set to play 4 games in Week 15.
Aaron Nesmith, Indiana Pacers, 67% available. When the Pacers brought in Pascal Siakam, it supercharged their hopes of making a deep playoff run. The Raptors were focused on getting back draft picks in the deal, but it also cost the Pacers Bruce Brown and Jordan Nwora.
With those two gone, Nesmith doesn't have as much competition for playing time. Nesmith has logged 26 minutes per game for the season, but he has averaged 29 minutes over the last 4 games. During that span, he provided 11.8 points, 6.0 rebounds and 2.0 3-pointers. The Pacers have played at the second fastest pace in the league, so any added minutes for Nesmith gives him more fantasy upside.
Jabari Walker, Portland Trail Blazers, 68% available. The Trail Blazers will likely be active at the deadline. They would probably like to trade veteran guard Malcolm Brogdon, who doesn't have a long-term future with their young roster.
Contending teams will also likely be calling about Jeremy Grant, but given the contract extension that he signed during the off-season, the Trail Blazers might not want to part with him yet. As the team continues with its youth movement, Walker has been given added opportunities.
Over the last 12 games, he has averaged 11.8 points and 8.7 rebounds, while shooting 51.6% from the field. He's averaging only 21 minutes per game for the season, but he averaged 28 minutes over that 12-game span.
Not only is Walker worth adding because the Trail Blazers play 4 games next week, he's someone who could provide value for the duration of the season. Santi Aldama, Memphis Grizzlies, 88% available. Aldama also sat out Wednesday with a knee injury.
The Grizzlies have not given any indication that he is dealing with a long-term issue though, which is encouraging. He enters their game Friday listed as questionable. Unlike Kennard, Aldama figures to be a key part of the Grizzlies' future after being selected with the 30th overall pick in the 2021 draft.
When given extended playing time, Aldama has been productive. Across 22 games in which he has logged at least 20 minutes, he has averaged 12.5 points, 6.4 rebounds and 1.7 three-pointers. With a clear path to extended playing time likely coming his way, he's worth taking a chance on in deeper leagues.